Let me just start this off by saying that currently, the Grand Priest is absolutely the strongest person here without a doubt. The war between the Angels and the Saiyans starts off as kind of a 1v1 free-for-all versus everyone, but both Gogito and the Grand Priest know that the other side is still hiding something, or should I say someone strong. I guess technically speaking, in the context of the multiverse, Gogito is currently classified as the god of destruction of Universe 13. Sure, he's changed everything about the universe and even changed its name to the Saiyans realm, but the rules are still the rules. And for more context, this is part 7 of our What If Gogeta and Vegito Fuse saga. So if you need a better understanding, the previous part as well as part 1 will be linked down below in the description box as well as pinned in the comment section. But as far as Gogito being a god of destruction, technically, he's supposed to be assigned an angel that is theoretically stronger than him. But there is no such angel. The only one from their race who is stronger than Gogito currently is the Grand Priest himself. However, the multiverse gave the newly appointed 13th angel an almost inconceivable level of surge in power so that he can easily suppress Gogito if needed. The Grand Priest has been hiding that angel. That guy is still back in the Angel's realm. The one who decides the rules of reality is not the Grand Priest or Zeno, it's the multiverse itself. Now that the multiverse had decided that this 13th angel will be stronger than Gogito, it's impossible for Gogito to win. But Gogito is somewhat of an astute man himself. He knows that the Grand Priest is plotting, and thanks to the dragon god Zalama, he learned of a Saiyan that lived for millions of years in a realm called Universe Zero that basically exists outside of the multiverse. The Saiyan named Shishito. Shishito will serve as the counter to the 13th Saiyan. Indeed, both the Grand Priest and Gogito have done a great job anticipating the nature of the multiverse, but both of them couldn't even begin to comprehend that there is a Goku and Vegeta that exists in the future of Universe Zero. They're both limited to the known multiverse, and so they fail to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. And for anybody that's new here, the universe that this What If is taking place in is going to link directly to our Universe Zero fan manga as well. So be sure to go check out our Universe Zero fan manga as well. It'll explain who all of these characters are. Now, while Vegeta faces off against Whis in a pristine battle of movements, Xeno Vegeta has yet to make a single move. He's alone and quietly observing the entire scene, patiently awaiting for the moment that'll require his involvement. Xeno Broly was confronted by the Angel of Universe 1 named Awamo, and it had been well over 3 hours since their battle had began. Yes, in the beginning, Broly was unable to deal any damage, however, the same could be said about Awamo. Despite the Angel of Universe 1, which is one of the 2 ultimate universes, he hasn't been able to contain Broly, which is a problem, because as the duration of the battle increases, Broly's power level continues to explode. At one point, he becomes so strong and chaotic that the only thing keeping him from completely destroying everything is Awamo's perfect movements thanks to Ultra Instinct keeping Broly at bay. Young man, you are a menace. If it was our god of destruction in my steed, you would have already destroyed him. How can someone grow at such an exponential rate? It barely makes any sense, Awamo comments, but of course Broly was too consumed with his own raging power to even hear him. Subsequently, Xicor, who kinda got his ass handed to him by the Grand Priest, now realizes that being all hasty and rash, especially with the Grand Priest, probably isn't the way. He spent his previous life believing himself to be the strongest, but prudence is something that he's just now learned. Still, it isn't that simple to change oneself. He looks around the battlefield to see what's the next most interesting thing after the Grand Priest, of course, and he notices Broly raging himself ragged and sending ripples of potent energy everywhere. Xicor sees this as a cue to act. He launches himself at a crazy speed and punches Broly right in the head. The punch was so strong that it made Broly experience a seizure in that very moment. "Wake up! This is not how you fight," Xicor says. Coincidentally, both Goku and Xeno Goku are observing Broly from a distance. They see what Xicor did and immediately just shoot him a thumbs up. Xicor can tell that he's related to them somehow. Broly pauses for a moment to catch his breath. It seems that he's finally conscious of his power, and he punches Xicor right back to return the favor. Seeing this, Awamo realizes that the odds are now kinda stacked against him. Well, not only will Broly's movements be more dignified from here on out, but there's this unpredictable guy named Zycor as well. The Angel of Universe 2 named Sour notices Awamo in a distraught state. He immediately teleports right next to him and braces himself to fight the two Saiyans together with him. Moving on to Bardock and Gohan now, they were confronted by Mojito, the Angel of Universe 9. Hey, some of our Saiyan brethren are using transformations other than Super Saiyan. What's that about? You think I can do that too, Bardock asks? Well, to be completely honest with you, only my dad and Vegeta can use the higher level transformations. I was able to bring out a new beast-like form once too, but I haven't been able to use it again since then, Gohan replies. Maybe you need a trigger. Anyways, Gohan, I've been meaning to ask you this. You said I look a lot like your dad. Could it be that your dad's name is Kakarot, Bardock asks? Just as Gohan hears this, he completely stops. Yes, and no way. Could it be that you're my dad's dad? Bardock laughs. I knew it. Then, without warning, Mojito moves. He appears right behind Bardock, which prompts the man to turn around, but by the time he turns around, Mojito appears in front of him and lands a clean kick to the gut. Gohan observes all of this happening. I had no idea angels could move so crudely, he says, but Mojito completely ignores him. Somewhere else on the battlefield, Yamoshi is walking around when he comes across Xeno Vegeta. Ah, you're Yamoshi. How has the war been for you, my friend, Vegeta asks. Honestly, I've never experienced anything quite so grandiose before, not even in my dreams, Yamoshi replies. Vegeta grins a little and states, I don't think any of us have. Anyways, Vegeta, what do you think? Why are you just sitting on this rock, Yamoshi asks. Xeno Vegeta then stands up, pats Yamoshi on the shoulder and states, listen, my friend, as far as I'm concerned, this war hasn't even begun. Sure, the Saiyans have taken out a few angels here and there, but as long as the 12 angels continue to stand, there is no victory. This is just the prelude. The actual war will begin when the angels stop looking down on the Saiyans and actually take this serious. As Xeno Vegeta says this, a man shows up behind them. It's King Vegeta. Very well said, Vegeta. I'm proud of you, my son, King Vegeta says. Go back, old man. I have zero respect for you. You're weak, Xeno Vegeta replies. What do you mean, son? Look, I can also transform into a Super Saiyan now, he says, and in reply, Xeno Vegeta says nothing. He simply points out to the most heated battle in the war. The battle between Vegeta and Whis. My, you've become very perceptive, Vegeta. I'm honestly impressed. This new power of yours is very interesting, Whis comments while blocking Vegeta's kick. It doesn't even matter at this point, Whis. Now that we're able to make physical contact with each other, I just have to overpower you myself, Vegeta replies while flashing his new Super Saiyan White form. Leaving Whis honestly surprised that Vegeta is able to make physical contact with him with this new form. Although you could attribute it to Gogito's DNA running through all of the Saiyans right now, what Vegeta is pulling off against Whis right now is without a doubt stunning. Oh really, Whis adds, and then slaps Vegeta with his staff. Damn it, this speed is too fast. Tell me, Whis, who among the 12 angels is the strongest? It's you, isn't it, he asks. In reply, Whis looks at Vegeta dead in his eye and simply says, no comment. Meanwhile, the Grand Priest and Gogito are in the middle of an important verbal exchange. I assume you're hiding another friend? What do you mean by Shishito? Who is he? The Grand Priest asks. I'll explain, but first, why not reveal that little surprise you had prepared for me? I'm also pretty curious, Gogito replies. This is when the Zeno duo chimes in as well, saying, yes, Gogito does have a point, reveal it, reveal the surprise. So now that the Grand Priest is hearing this, he has to do it. Alright, since it seems we can't hide anything from each other, I'm sure you can also imagine what it is. Stating this, the Grand Priest shows Gogito a vision of the individual that was currently on standby in the Angels realm. This individual was no doubt an angel themselves. Is this who was appointed as the Angel of my universe? What's her name? Gogito asks. Her name is Zodas, and I'd be very careful with her, Gogito. Inside this universe, she's not only going to be stronger than you, she'll be even closer to me than ever. It's the way the multiverse works. If something unusual happens, then usually it strikes back in unusual ways, the Grand Priest replies. I see. Does that mean Zodas will be strong enough to defeat anybody if she stays inside this universe, Gogito asks. Damn near, the Grand Priest replies. This makes Gogito burst into laughter. Everyone stops to see what they're doing and looks at Gogito. Zalama also laughs. Okay, Gogito, well, now it's your turn to reveal whatever you're hiding, he says. This is when, for the first time in a long time, the Grand Priest is reminded of one realm that he can't influence. He finally realizes what's up here. Well, since you're being so secretive and think you have the one up on me, is it that you have somebody from Universe Zero by any chance, the Grand Priest says? As clever as I would ever expect, Grand Priest. Shishito, the man I spoke of earlier, was originally born in Universe 13 millions of years ago. He was the son of the first Yamoshi who was erased because of Lord Zeno, but in his final moments, Yamoshi used a forbidden technique to eject his son out of the multiverse. He was found by Zalama, who then looked after the boy until he was strong enough to survive in Universe Zero by himself. Though here's where things get a little interesting. This universe that I've created is not the same universe as the Universe 13 that used to exist here. Otherwise, the deactivated angel of this universe would have been reinstated, but that isn't what happened. A new angel came into being, which means that Shishito, a Saiyan who isn't a resident of the multiverse, should have a shot at overpowering Zodas, Gogito declares. The Grand Priest grins. Bravo, Gogito. You've really outdone yourself on this one. But are you sure Shishito will be able to handle Zodas? He doesn't even have your superior DNA, he says. Yes, you're right, but whatever, man. I'll always put my faith in my Saiyan brethren. These boys have so much potential, Gogito replies. Though, what about you? Do you really think you'll be able to defeat me, the Grand Priest asks? Well, technically the war won't ever end unless one of us loses, so I guess I have to beat you, Gogito declares. He was ready for anything, but if he was being honest, he also didn't really have the utmost confidence in single-handedly defeating the Grand Priest. I mean, that's insane to think. Subsequently, Zalama uses his celestial orb to see what the situation is in Universe Zero, but what he sees next leaves him lost for words. Gogito's birth was basically the Grand Priest's fault. If he hadn't intervened when he did, there wouldn't have been a Gogito, and so Goku and Vegeta would have continued living their lives. Therefore, the original timeline is the one where the Grand Priest never intervened. The flow of everything would continue as usual in that timeline. Vegeta became the god of destruction, while Goku was cursed with the Omni Key after a freak accident between Majin Buu and Oob. It eventually led to a full-scale battle with the Grand Priest of the original timeline. Goku and Vegeta lost, and so they were banished from the multiverse for abusing the laws. However, time in Universe Zero doesn't work the same way as time in the multiverse. When Zalama takes a look, what he sees is Goku and Vegeta right next to Shishito, which drops his jaw. Now what's going on, Zalama wonders, as our Saiyans from Universe Zero seem to be ready to make an entrance at any time. Things have certainly already reached the point where Zeno has to erase Universe 13 before it causes any more complications with the future flow of time. Summoning Gogeta and Vegito in the timeless domain was the absolute worst mistake the Grand Priest ever made, because even though he may be the strongest angel, there's so much irreparable damage at this point that the multiverse has been changed forever.